Because I think one of the problem though is that, humans are fallible in the way that sometimes we do a lot of things that are irrational to the degree that maybe we're too selfish sometimes. That this is the why we have current problem that we have is like people want different things, and some people like for their own benefits they would like fight tooth and nail to keep what they have, right? So in the way,
Yeah, I guess there would still be like kind of some kind of campaigning of ideas or sides. So people would still be interested in influencing other people to agree and side with them. I guess that part will never go away.
yeah. But I think one of the key thing is there has to be a way to maintain like one of the bases to democracy is the idea that everybody can have different opinions and try to form a consensus and see which one wins out. That is saying that at least we have an agreement that we're not going to resort to, say, violent means or whatever else to get
Mhm.
what we want, that we're going to talk. I think something along the line of that kind of idea of maintaining this platform that everyone can agree on this should be a way to try to achieve that kind of consensus. Because the moment you flip the table saying, well, violent means can work too, then all hell break loose. I think it's only when we have a consensus, hey, you can have different opinions. We can all have different opinions, but we need to honor the results of an honest kind of
Yeah,
consensus. But problem is
this
people
is
don't do that because when
yeah.
they
How
lose,
do you shift
when they
towards that?
lose, they're like, nope, we gotta find means to end this because I'm not gonna to gain from this, so I'm gonna destroy
Yeah,
this, right? So that's what's happening all the time. It's like some force are just gonna flip the table because they're like, nope, I'm not getting what I
yeah.
want, and
It
therefore I'm gonna.
always goes back to the fact that it's it's a mindset essentially. So for this to work, everybody's mindset would have to be aligned. But
How to do that? That's the
this is where
that's the
it's like it
problem.
sounds simple in principle, but how do you do it from not having it? This is literally, I think, the problem that humanity would have to solve. Because essentially
It's how you
we all need to
quantify.
get on the same level of firmware. We would
Yeah.
need to be believing, striving, and I guess having more or less level of physical things. Like, yeah, this is, I don't know when and how this
So
problem is going to be
s-
solved, but I think that's the crux of
yeah,
it.
the problem is like, how do you define how much is enough? We gotta quantify the
Yeah, we'll
amount,
go
right?
go back to that convo.
Can we get all the same then? But then, okay, but we do different things. What's more fair, right? That's the question that we can't answer because some people do more work, some people don't. And then, uh, what's fair? All equal? No. But is it like adjusted to abilities? Well, how are you gonna gauge that, right? So it's the science of measurement, basically. Where we have no
I
idea
was
how
kind
to.
of thinking on like what my needs are. I know you're not a big spender. You're not spending things left and right and buying new stuff.
No need.
By comparison, I've
You're more
spent
a
a good amount
spender.
of money
You're a
in my
spender.
life because I've bought expensive tech. I've bought good quality equipment where I it wasn't even a factor for me that it's expensive. But I knew that I needed good stuff for
Yeah.
it to serve a proper purpose. But that's an example where
The
in my
difference.
life
Yeah.
I needed like a good amount of money for all of this stuff, which
Right.
I earned. I was able to do it somehow. But that's an example where, well, I deemed it necessary for me to have this stuff. Would I be able to have it with another system that would have to decide for me how much I get,
Right.
what's enough for me?
Because the thing is, humans sometimes like we're so finicky, right? We don't like when other people control us or when a system control us. We want freedom.
Yeah.
But on the other
Yeah.
hand, we're so naughty that we kind of have to be controlled, you know? So how do you gain that balance? It's just the internal question. Nobody can find a perfect solution to kind of do that. Like how much greed is too much, or how what's if somebody is one person looking out for their own self-interest, well, how much is too much? How much is too being too selfish?